Okay, well, welcome back to Exhaust Sports Auto. My name is Kevin, and as you can see by the title of this video, is it worth buying a used car in today's market? The short answer, not really. But there is a reason why people go after used cars, and that is because, well, it's available. Like right now, you can test drive it. It's at a dealership. It exists, right? So you don't have to play with the whole new car system, wait, put in your build order, and it takes like a month or two, or maybe even 6 months, maybe a year or two, right? That's how crazy the car market is. And as soon as there is some new cars coming in, the boat catches on fire, it blows up, and $400 million worth of VW products just got destroyed. Audis, Bentleys, Porsches, Lamborghinis, they all kind of just blew up, and it's in the ocean now. So that's kind of how new cars work. The Acura TLX was always kind of a go-to used car in my opinion. I'm on the Car Guru's website. What I usually like to do is never buy vehicles with accidents, frame damage. It just, when you go to trade the vehicle in, you have to think about the future, not just about the lower buy-in price today. You have to think about, well, eventually I'm going to have to trade this vehicle in. So when you have accidents on there, then you're going to get a lower price for it. So keep that in mind. And as you can see here, when you kind of adjust everything, I mean, cars have certainly gone up a few grand for sure. These prices are probably like $4 to $5 grand more than what they used to be for this type of mileage, for sure. Like this is a pretty clean one right here, 2015, 30K miles, $25,000. Yeah, that should have been a little bit less. It should be around maybe $21,000. Just go by all makes, and then because what Car Gurus has is they have, oh yeah, we got some beauties right here. $3 grand for this bad boy. But really what I like to do is I like to, turn all of this off for sure and put the deal rating on great deal. And that way you're sorting by the best deals in your local area. And when you put the price to low to high, yep, Nissan Leafs, that's what these turds were going for even before the pandemic, around this type of price. So there you go. It's best to look for cars that aren't really that popular, if that makes sense. Like what's going on right now, like everybody wants like a freaking SUV, right? So maybe buying a sedan right now would be a better idea if you have to have a used car. And there are just some people that they just love buying used things. Like they don't even mind paying up for it. I've noticed this even before the pandemic. People will gladly pay even close to what something new costs just to get something used. I mean, it never made any sense to me, but for some reason, people always think they're getting a better value when they buy used. But the thing is, though, they'll buy like a car that's a year old and has like 50 or 60,000 miles on it, and then they'll pay like $2 grand less for it than compared to like a new car, like pre-pandemic, right? Like this is what people love doing apparently, and that just never made any sense to me. Because if you're financing a used car, like I'm talking about pre-pandemic, right? They're going to hit you with like a 5 or a 6% interest rate, even if you have great credit. And you end up paying more for that old crappy car than you would have for like a new car. If you were to just finance a new car, either 0% to 2%. And that's before adding in any incentives or anything like that. People just think you automatically get screwed over when you buy something new. Buying somebody else's problem with no warranty, now that's setting yourself up for failure. And when you end up paying a higher interest rate because it doesn't qualify for like the new car promotions or anything like that, then yeah, you end up definitely upside down on that old crappy car. Obviously times have changed, and now people are just paying more for used cars because they just can't get new cars. So that's just kind of the problem right now. But in my opinion, if you have to have a used vehicle, then buying something that always had great residual value is the way to stay away from the Audis, the BMWs, things like that. Like, yeah, they might be trading for over sticker price now. They might seem desirable right now, but you have to keep in mind, pre-pandemic, these vehicles were junk. They were trading for, next to nothing in terms of leases. You could always pick up great lease deals on BMWs. They crash in value. So if the market ever does correct, then that BMW that you paid over sticker price for, that thing's going to be worthless. We've always purchased vehicles at a substantial discount, like 10% off, 15% off MSRP, right? And even during those times when we were getting vehicles under sticker, we were still getting bent over when we went to trade the vehicles in, right? So cars were never a good investment, and they never will be. And paying over sticker is seriously stupid. So definitely finding a way, if you need a new car right now or you need a new set of wheels right now, definitely getting it at the best deal possible is the way to go. Lexus is a pretty good bet. They don't just crash in value. So even if you buy one today, like, it's not going to be completely worthless if the market does correctly. Yeah, like, look at this. 33 grand for a model with 10,000 miles on it. This is about what they used to go for, even pre-pandemic. So you have to just keep an eye out for that. If you buy a car and you're buying it today for what it roughly went for a couple of years ago, then you're doing yourself some justice there. Plus, this is a sedan, so it's going to cost less than the RX 350 because that's just what everybody wants. People want SUVs, so sedans are going for a little bit less money. And things that just always had great resale value, like this LX 570, this has some miles on it. But, this was desirable back then. It's going to be desirable moving forward, right? Like some of the Toyota Sequoia type vehicles or 4Runners. Toyota branded vehicles are kind of in demand right now. People really want them because they have good longevity, and they always had. So 46 grand, I mean, that's almost what like a new one would cost. In the luxury car market, in the European car market, Porsches have always kind of held their value a little bit better, actually a lot better than like the equivalent Mercedes, BMW, Audi, those sorts of vehicles. Like Cayennes have always had decent value. Like this one right here, 36 grand, 63,000 miles. That's not terrible. I mean, yes, that's still definitely more than pre-pandemic prices, but it's not the worst. I mean, this is maybe $32,000 pre-pandemic, maybe 33 grand. So it hasn't shot up dramatically, but it's definitely up, right? Another thing, if possible, if you can sort by certified pre-owned, that would be ideal, because when you purchase a certified vehicle from like Lexus or Porsche, especially with Lexus and Porsche, you get 2 years of warranty, full warranty, and 2 years of free maintenance. That definitely makes the deal a lot sweeter. Like, look at this Porsche Cayman S. That's not too terrible right there. I mean, it's a little bit old now. 2014, it's like, 8 years old now. So it's up there in age, but the miles aren't bad, and it's going to be desirable moving forward because it's a Porsche, and if you get one in a manual, that's going to be a little bit better as well. And watch out for vehicles like this where they kind of mistitle them. This is not a GTS. You can just tell by looking at it. This is some Carrera garbage, but they called it a GTS, and now it says that it's a great deal, $19,000 below market. So whoever buys that thinking is a GTS, they are getting screwed over pretty bad. Definitely stay clear from electric vehicles, especially used ones. I mean, if you really want an electric vehicle right now, I would definitely lease a new one, because these are beta disposable vehicles. All of these kind of 200-mile range vehicles that they've come out with, they're going to be worthless in the near future. Like this 120K Porsche Taycan, I mean, it's already 2 years old now. Moving forward, when the market does correct, especially for EV cars, because we know EVs are the future, they're going to start making 400, 500-mile range electric vehicles. This is going to be worth like 40 grand in no time. Everybody wants hybrids. Everybody wants electric vehicles. You're going to be paying a premium for it. And maybe staying clear from like the new-ish used cars is probably a good idea, because, you just get a new one at this price. It might not be as desirable or to the spec that you want, but just be very careful of these. They label these cars as great deals, but they're not really a great deal. You can just get a brand new one for this price. So going back a few years is the best way to go, in my opinion. But obviously, everybody knows this is not an ideal time to be buying a vehicle at all. I mean, these little $3,000 to $5,000 vehicles, sure. I mean, you can't really go wrong with it. There's not really much to lose there. I mean, it's $5 grand. Like, there's no real depreciation to occur here. But if you are buying cars like this, I mean, every grand probably counts for you. So if this drops to like 3 grand, I mean, this is kind of like a depressing thing for you, I'm assuming. Or this going up about 2 to 3 grand is like a big deal for you. So I get it. It kind of sucks. Yeah, times are tough right now. It really is. Yeah, the little 10 grand Toyotas might be a good play right now. If you absolutely need to have a used vehicle. I was really looking into some of the Porsche stuff. If I had to buy a new car, but then I saw the prices of these Panameras. I mean, 72 grand. I mean, that is just absolutely absurd. And when you buy stuff like this from like a Honda dealership, then at least you're buying it from a dealership, so you can at least buy their dealer warranties. So you can still warranty a vehicle like this, because this is still getting a little long in the tooth, like 2014. That's pretty old at this point. Yeah, definitely warranties are a must for me. That's very important. But Lexus and Porsche is kind of my go-to companies, because you know that in the future they will hold some form of value. Same thing with Toyotas, but Toyotas, they are freakishly expensive. Lexus is a little bit better in terms of their value right now compared to a Toyota. It's not like as bad, I think. Yeah, it's definitely expensive. It's definitely gone up. 38 grand with 38,000 miles. Not the worst. Not the worst. Not a desirable spec though. This is a kind of a base model. Crappy looking wheels. If it was like a more upgraded version, then that would have been okay in my books, but it's not. I will be making a new video because I did partner up with Lease Companion. You can actually lease certified pre-owned Lexus cars through their systems, but obviously you don't have to lease if you don't want to. You can actually pay cash or finance. Actually, I'll show you right now. This is what I would personally do. I would just go to the Lease Hacker forum, press forum. I've showed this multiple times, and again, I made the video where I talked about if I had to buy a new car right now, what would I pick? Even before I partnered up with Lease Companion, it was always going to be my go-to way of purchasing a vehicle. I realized this a long time ago that the brokers that they have on Lease Hacker is the way to go. There's just no nonsense. There's no negotiating. You know, you don't walk into a dealership. They don't look at you like vultures. All the deals are pre-negotiated and you don't have to worry. And as you can see, they have like these little broker fees. So if you sign up with my link, you will get between $25 to $50 off, depending on what the broker fee is for the particular manufacturer that you're interested in, and if they're running a special or not. But I will make more videos explaining this further in detail, but this is the gist of it. I mean, look at this. Chargers, Challengers, most trims, 8% off. That includes Hellcats. I mean, this is the way to go. Lexus cars like ES 300Hs, 4.5% off. That's personally what I would buy. And look at this. This is what I'm telling you. Going with sedans is better than SUVs because the new NX hybrids sold out, or it has like a crazy wait time, like 6 to 8 months. So hybrid ES gets 40 mpg, get it at a discount. That's kind of my go-to choice. Get the luxury trim level, $1,500 lease cash, do like a one-pay lease or something. And you can even look at what the inventory is right now. They work with one of the largest Lexus dealerships in the country, so they actually have some decent inventory in stock. Ground unit means, G means ground unit, and that's actually what's in stock. I don't know if they've updated this recently, but yeah, ES300H Luxury, I would just pick one of these up. That would be kind of my go-to choice. Or if you wanted, Toyota Camry, see, this is what I'm saying. A lot of these Toyotas are actually selling for over sticker price. When you see the minus sign, that means negative 2%. So it's selling for 2% over sticker price for a freaking Corolla. So yeah, that's pretty unacceptable for me. So I guess paying MSRP for a new Camry hybrid is the way to go. I would definitely get the hybrid because at least you can get some fuel economy savings. So yeah, new car is the way I would go, and I would just buy whatever's in stock. I don't even care. If you're looking at a Toyota, who cares what spec it is or how it looks? You're not going to be impressing anyone anyway. If it was like a Lexus, yeah, I would kind of wait for it. And BMWs, if you can order one, 6% off a new 330i, it's not bad, but it's not really the most ideal time to be buying a new car either. But hey, what are you going to do? This is better than a lot of the used stuff, in my opinion. Ram 1500, 12% off. That's what my father purchased recently. That's his current vehicle. And 12% off a new Ram. I mean, yeah, this is what they were going for pre-pandemic. So that's how you know it's not a great deal and it's not a bad deal. It's just that's what they were going for, and that's what my father got it for. So you're not really losing there. So yeah, Ram 1500s, that's a pretty epic deal right now. Same with the Dodge stuff, 8% off Challengers, Chargers, and 8.5% off the new Grand Cherokees. That's pretty excellent. Grand Cherokees have always held their value, so that's the stuff you should be interested in. Everybody wants a Wrangler because obviously 9.25% off MSRP. That's amazing. The 4xEs, they lease out at a great price, but the reason why I'm not super interested is because Wranglers are not super safe, so there is that. That's why I would rather have one of these vehicles, Grand Cherokees or like the new Ram. So there you go, that's what I would do, but no, buying a used car right now is not ideal, but maybe buying a sedan, buying Japanese, buying something a little bit older that's reliable might be the way to go. So I would personally go the new car route, but that's just me. I'll leave my link below if you are interested in working with Lease Companion. You can actually take a little bit off of that broker fee. It is an affiliate link, so you are supporting the channel. So I'll leave it below. Thanks again for watching. Take care, and goodbye.